Most people think they know Bali. Perfect beaches, smoothie bowls, picturesque temples. But this island is far more complex than the postcard version you see online. From misty mountain villages in the north and water temples in the jungle to dramatic cliffs in the south, where tourism and tradition collide. Based on an extensive trip across the island, this is my personal top 10, mixing iconic sites with lesser known places and ending with a spectacular bonus trip proving that Bali is just the beginning of Indonesia. Bali is one of Indonesia's smallest major islands, much smaller and less populated than Java or Sumatra, yet by far the country's most visited. The island sits between Java to the west and Lombok to the east, with its main international airport located near Denpassar in the south. Just a short drive from Bali's most popular beach and resort areas. Despite its size, Bali plays a unique role in Indonesia. It is the only island where Hinduism is the dominant religion in an otherwise predominantly Muslim nation. A distinction that shapes everything from architecture and ceremonies to everyday life. Like most of Indonesia, Bali is generally a year-round destination. However, the best time to visit for the places featured in this video is during the dry season, from April to October, when weather conditions are ideal for sightseeing, outdoor adventures and relaxing by the beach. Traveling during this time will help you make the most of your time. And now, let's dive in. We start this list in the north of the island, a region that feels slower, less crowded and very different from the Bali most people know. Munduk sits high in the mountains of northern Bali, surrounded by rice fields, forests and cooler air. What makes Munduk special is the balance it offers. This is a place to explore lush landscapes, hiking through jungle, discovering waterfalls hidden in the hills and moving through scenery that feels untouched. At the same time, everything here encourages you to slow down. That's why you should definitely stay in Munduk for a few days, which is also very budget friendly.
So, this is it. This is my room. 16 euros a night with breakfast included. What more can you ask for? You have your own bungalow in the middle of the rice fields. A view to the pool. Incredible.
Next up is one of the most iconic temples in Bali, the Pura Ulun Danu Bratan. Pura Bratan is a major Hindu Shaivi temple set on the shores of Lake Bratan, high in the mountains near Bedugul. The water from this lake doesn't just shape the scenery, it sustains the entire region. Flowing downstream, it feeds countless rice fields and smaller water temples, each belonging to a local irrigation association known as Subak. When water levels rise, the temple appears to float on the lake. With its iconic Meru, the multi-roofed shrines, Pura Ulun Danu Bratan has become one of the most photographed places in Bali, often featured on postcards and tourism campaigns. If you want to truly understand how Bali functions, how water, religion and rice farming are inseparably connected, I break it all down in detail in my Bali documentary, where we explore the Subak system and why it's considered one of the most ingenious and sustainable irrigation networks in the world. Next is Ubud. Often mistaken for a small city, it is actually an administrative district with a population of about 75,000 and forms the northern part of the greater Denpassar metropolitan area. Nestled amidst the verdant rice terraces of central Bali, Ubud has long been the island's cultural heart. However, in recent years, it has seen a transformative shift from a laid-back town attracting artists and culture seekers to a bustling hub, drawing digital nomads, wellness tourists, backpackers and luxury travelers alike. So now we are in the Ubud Palace, and the interesting thing about Ubud is like everything out there is like hustling and bustling, traffic, a lot of noise. But then you step a little bit aside into one of these temples, or in this case into the palace, and it's super quiet. For our stay in Ubud, we chose Kahayana Suites, tucked away just outside the busy center. It's quiet, surrounded by greenery, and feels like a retreat, while still being close to everything Ubud has to offer. And while Ubud is known for its culture and town life, some of its most beautiful places lie just beyond the center. Next, we head deeper into nature, to one of Ubud's most scenic waterfalls, Tibumana. Alright, next up on the list is the Tibumana waterfall. There's a lot of waterfalls in this area, but we just picked this one because it's not as popular, not as crowded as the other ones. A bit less. A bit less, so let's see. Pretty cool actually. Not that many people, as I said. You can actually go in here and swim. I mean, right now today, rainy season, water not that clear. We're probably not going in here, but nice spot to visit. Sun is coming out even now. Beautiful. Are you planning your own trip to Indonesia and want to experience it the way I did, but without spending hours of research? Then you should use my Indonesia Travel Planning Kit, an all-in-one ebook packed with my personal tips and insider recommendations rather than generic tips. I created detailed itineraries based on my own trip to Java, Bali, Lombok, Flores, the Nusa Islands and Sumbawa, with every accommodation, restaurant, site and activity I personally recommend. To make planning even easier, you also get curated Google Maps lists, so every location is already saved and ready to use on your phone. On top of that, I list contacts for trusted drivers, guides and scooter rentals that I personally used during my journey. This kit will save you a lot of time and make planning your Indonesia adventure using my first-hand experience so much easier. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. After our tour to the waterfall, we're back in Ubud, but far from the crowds. Just minutes from the center of Ubud, the Campuhan Ridge Walk reveals a quieter side of the area. A narrow path along a green ridge where open landscapes replace noise and Ubud suddenly feels miles away. It's one of the best examples of Ubud's contrast, a place where you can step away from the hustle and bustle without ever really leaving town. A simple walk, but a perfect getaway from the traffic jams. Okay, after exploring Ubud Center, today we're gonna go a little bit outside of the town, and we're now in Tirta Empul temple. Okay, so this is like a 40-minute drive out of Ubud, surrounded by nature, so let's see the temple. Tirta Empul, founded in 962 AD, stands as a testament to Bali's rich spiritual and cultural history. Known for its purifying waters, locals come here for ritual cleansing. Each fountain in the purification pools has a specific purpose, from warding off evil spirits to cleansing the mind and soul. For Balinese Hindus, the ritual of purification at Tirta Empul is deeply spiritual. In contrast to the Instagram swings, viewpoints and places designed to be photographed, at the Jimbaran fish market, nothing is staged. Fresh catches laid out on ice, hands moving fast, prices negotiated on the spot. This is where you handpick your meal before you take it to a grilling station just outside the market. Okay, here we are. We got a fish grilled over here in the corner. Actually, we're sitting in the smoke cloud here for like half an hour. That's why we're like downing these beers in order to like get rid of this. All right, here we have the fish.
I don't even know if that's the fish we just bought. We got the rice, we got the spicy sauce. So let's begin. And veggies. I mean, lalapan, kind of. Yeah. Let's do this.
From Jimbaran we head south onto the Bukit Peninsula, a rugged stretch of coastline home to some of Bali's most dramatic cliffs. Uluwatu is where surf and nightlife collide. Cliffs overlooking the Indian Ocean, world-class waves and a slow walk down to the beach that puts it all into perspective. By day it's about the views and watching the surfers chasing the waves. By night, places like Singlefin, right at the top of the cliff, keep the energy going long after sunset with their DJ sets. Around Uluwatu, the cliffs give way to a number of hidden beaches and open bays. Padang Padang, Dreamland and the beach below Uluwatu I just covered in the previous segment are all part of the same coastline, shaped by the Indian Ocean. It's a place to swim, take in the scenery or paddle out depending on the conditions and your surf level. The waves here are powerful and technical, breaking over reef, and are best suited for surfers with experience.
Now for some culture, because this is also what you can actually do here in Uluwatu. We're at the Uluwatu temple. The perfect time to come here is actually in the afternoon, late afternoon, sunset hour. You can enjoy the sunset here because the temple is located on a cliff, very spectacular. You have nice views to the ocean. And then you can watch a fire dance show, which we're gonna see later on. They have shows at 6 and shows at 7. The later you go, probably the better it is in matters of the effects of the fire dance.
The fire dance known as Kecak dance is one of Bali's most iconic art performances that recounts a tale from the ancient Indian epic, the Ramayana.
Now comes a bonus tip that most visitors miss. From Bali, it's surprisingly easy to cross over to Java and visit the Ijen volcano on a day trip. Watching the blue fire in the crater before sunrise and standing on the crater rim during sunrise, surrounded by sulfur smoke, feels like stepping onto another planet and showcases that Indonesia is far more than just Bali. If you're now curious what else Java has to offer, I've mapped out my top places to visit. Just click on the video right here to continue. And don't miss to check out my documentary series about Indonesia.